What's good, people? How y'all doing? Just checking back in on y'all. Want to have a little discussion with y'all. Briefly, not too long, but just, I love just probing the brains of people and the thoughts, hearts, and minds. This one is about the firearm and ammo shortage across the country. It's interesting seeing it. I don't know how many that may watch this are gun enthusiasts, firearm collectors, or just people that just, are gun owners for the first time. But if you notice, if you're somebody that's currently in the market looking for firearms, or like I said, if you're a gun collector or an enthusiast, you notice that there is a shortage of reputable firearms, and it's from everything from your shotguns to your rifles to your handguns. You go to most of your online stores. Some people may shop at gunbroker.com or Lucky Gunner or Bud's Gun Shop. There's a lot of different reputable firearm websites, and you type in whatever you're looking for, it's pretty much going to be out of stock. You can go, whenever you go to these web pages, and you type in I want to shop for rifles, and then it give you all these different rifles, whether it's from Smith & Wesson's model or Ruger's models, FM models, so many different Remingtons, 6 Hours. They're all out of stock. You go to all these different websites, they're all out of stock. And you're like, wow. Then if you even look for ammo, especially 9mm ammo, it's this stuff is just straight up out of stock. The stores you go into. I remember this is Christmas weekend. I went to a number of different stores. I went to Bass Pro, a couple of local mom and pop gun stores, and they don't have the ammo. It's crazy. And then I was watching a video from David Hornady. He's one of the he's the owner of, was it Hornady Ammo? They press, just kind of he's the same way you have Remington, Winchester, Federal Ammo, and all that. Hornady is an ammo brand, an ammunition brand. But he did his own 1 minute and some change public service announcement, just letting people know that hey, we're working as hard as we can. It's just the demand for ammunition is so high right now. He's they're fully staffed to capacity, and it's just the demand is so high. And I'm like, man, what are we seeing? What is it that's really going on now? The gun industry is making a killing now. Now, don't get me wrong. For those, for the firearm and ammo companies, that's good. They say business is literally booming. That's good. You want it that way, where you had a high demand. That is excellent for them. They're going to make windfall profits from this. For the citizens, I guess my thing is, what's driving this? I think many people do know that. I think fear and uncertainty is one of the big things that are driving this. The air and the temperature of American politics today has kind of pitted citizens against citizens, especially when you come to Democrat, Republican. Then you have racial tension that's been simmering and boiling for centuries in this country, but now you're seeing it starting to come to a head. I think people are looking at a lot of the police brutality that goes on. I think people are also looking at the economic instability. Whereas, COVID came, and COVID is responsible for like the great unraveling of America, because so many businesses and industries have took a significant hit. They've been paralyzed. So you've seen like major store chains close and file bankruptcy, Chapter 13, Chapter 11. And with that, you will have employees that are naturally laid off. And so a lot of people are unemployed right now. And so, and there's no telling when and if and how the job market will return. That's a biggie right there. And so with that, whenever we know that there's no jobs, and there's no revenue, yet there are needs and demands that need to be met, meaning rent is due, mortgage is due, electricity, water, cable, car note, student loans, credit cards, these bills are due. People's backs are against the wall. And one of the things that is on the horizon is that, because of COVID and the massive loss of jobs, a lot of people have been put on rent moratoriums in which the government is basically sustaining by policy, saying you cannot evict a renter from the property because of COVID. But now a lot of those rent moratoriums are up for expiration, and so millions are facing eviction. So this is these are real precarious times. And like I said, when situations become desperate, people start to do desperate things. And desperate things mean robbery, killing, all sorts of things. We just saw in Nashville. Now, we're not saying that this is COVID related, but we know in Nashville on Christmas Day there was this bombing that rocked the city, downtown city. It blew out the communication lines across the city. And so, people are descending into anarchy. And I think the longer this goes on, where there's joblessness and racial tension and still this political battle, it's the perfect recipe and storm for purge-like mentality. For those that have seen the movie series The Purge, and so I think people are, trying to stock up and prepare themselves. Couple that with what you've seen. You have people that may talk about the different militias that are out there. I believe all of what we see right now with ammo and firearm shortage, it's steeped in those different things right there. So, I hope somehow there's a remedy to this. I'm all about Second Amendment rights. I'm not about stripping people of the right to protect themselves. If you follow history, if you're an avid follower of history, you read history and you look through the annals of time, you see most dictatorships arise, and especially rise rapidly when the citizenry is disarmed and not able to defend themselves. So Second Amendment is in place to prevent tyrannical government, and people should have the right to defend themselves. Rightfully so. Whether it's a tyrannical government or just people that want to like break in your house and do harm to you and your family. You should have that right to defend yourself. But with that said, I do hope that somehow people are able to get back their jobs and careers and get back to some form of balance where they can afford their bills and sustain their families. And not just for the sake of, we don't want vigilantes and anarchists in the streets. That's one thing. But I mean, if you have a family, you have a family. You want your family to live in peace. You want your family, your wife, your children, yourself, your husband, you want them to have a peaceful life. And that everybody should have that right, So with that said, I'm signing out. Like I said, I didn't want it to go that long, but it is what it is. But just hope you're having a good one, and that 2021 is better and more peaceful and blessed.